Ladies and gents, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see if we can get the chat feature set up. Live chat. Roger that. Okay. And this is Will Zanders tuning in. It's this particular Men's Health Monday. It's going to be September 2nd. All right, and we're going to do our topic tonight. Got to go quick. I got a busy evening, super busy week, so this one will go a little faster than normal. But we are going to go through the top 10 or 10 of the top myths around men's health, uh, specifically men's fitness and physical health and stuff like that. But this can apply to the ladies as well, as I'm sure a lot of y'all know. Shout out to Lori from Ocala, the Floridians in the building. Welcome. So we'll give it about 30 seconds or so. Grab your paper and pen, and we will go ahead and get started. I got some notes with me, so I want to make sure that I'm on track with those. Good to see you, Miss Young, in the building. Yeah, if y'all are tuning on live, Miriam Karim, welcome. Good to see you, Jay Hill. Welcome. Good evening. Got the ladies representing on the evening. Man, where the fellas at? We got the ladies representing this evening. Where the fellas at, man? What we doing over here? What we doing over here, man? Quick network marketing point. Women are 80% of the network marketing industry. It's a $200 billion industry. So that's probably like 160 billion that is generated by ladies and fellas. We got to step up. We getting knocked out over here, man. There we go. All right, Jamel. What up, Jay? Good to see you, brother. Rasan, good to see you. Jessica's bringing her husband to the party. Love it. So this is what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen. Randy in the building. DFW. What's up, brother? So this is what we'll do. We'll go through this one very quickly. There we go. So y'all must have heard me, man. Y'all must have heard my cry for help. The ladies were representing on here, man. We're looking for the gentleman. There we go. All right, we in here. Men's Health Monday, man. Angelo, good to see you, brother. So yeah, if you're tuning in on this live, type live. If you're catching this replay, I'll normally leave the comments on during it shortly thereafter, and I'll turn the comments off after the fact. I want people to focus on the content more than the comments, especially on the replays. Okay, Anthony Stone in the building, California. Mary Hodgins, welcome. I see Seymour Greenwich Blake in the building, TGB. Yep. All right, we live. Good deal. Okay, so these are 10 myths, gentlemen, that and ladies, these are 10 myths that I don't want you to think are still true, okay, especially if you're really worried about your physical fitness. Ms. Howard, good to see you. Dr. Dorothy Ridgway James, welcome. Lynn Holmes from Alabama. Lynn, I know you saw what the boys did yesterday. I think they put up about 60 something. Felicia Davis, welcome. I think they put up about 60 yesterday. All right, so let's get with it. Number one, now before we even talk about the first myth, let me just give you a principle. And this principle is going to be, this information is going to be for people. It's going to be beneficial to you if you want to live a certain type of life. Let me cut. Y'all can see me over here in the office, man. Which one of these games? This game's making a lot of noise. For those, has anybody ever remember that game from back in the day? It's called Dragon's Lair. Does anybody remember that game from arcades back in the day? I'm gonna tell you right now, that was the hardest game ever to beat ever, and I still ain't beat it yet. Seriously, pause. I still have not successfully defeated all the enemies in that game yet. It's still difficult to this day. Still tough. All right. But this is going to depend on Laurie Dooley. Good to see you. Rick Burnett in the building. Coach Marcus Jones. Salute, champ. Good to see you, brother. CHP 1238. Welcome. Good to have y'all on, man. We in here today. Go Empire Girl. Welcome. Coach Balfour, LA. Rasan beat that game. Rasan, I can't stand you. Look at you, man. You just got to show out, man. Yeah, it's a tough one, bro. You spent some quarters beating that one. I promise you. Pause. I promise you. All right. Let's get with it. Okay, so here we go. This is what we're talking about tonight. And last but not least, Marcellus Mack. I'm going to shout out everybody, but let's get to the content. This content is going to be valuable for you in proportion to like the type of life you want to live. Derek Jamal say he never heard of that game. Good for you, Derek. Shauna, good to see you. Good to see you. It's going to really depend on the type of life you want to live. Like some of the stuff I'm going to tell you, it'll really resonate with you. Other stuff on there. Good to see you, Fritz. Good to see you. It really depends. If you want to be a guy that is stronger or leaner and has a certain amount of confidence when you go places for whatever reasons, just the physical aesthetics of it, and being strong is functional. This is gonna, some of these points are gonna make sense for you, and some are gonna not, if that's not the lifestyle that you're after. Gina Wilson, good to see you. Virginia in the building. Okay. So the first myth, and we're doing 10 myths very quickly, myths that we just got to banish these, okay? Number one, protein is only for bodybuilders, okay? That's just absolutely not true. 30% of your muscle fiber is protein. Please understand, ladies and gentlemen, that your heart is literally 30% protein. You need protein for all of your bodily processes, skeletal function, muscle for sure. Realizing that your heart, for example, as an organ, is predominantly striated involuntary muscle fiber. Good to see you, T. Scott and Linda as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So don't think that, oh, I don't need protein. No, you really do. It doesn't have to come from meat. You can go with vegan-based protein, the protein, the rice proteins, the whey proteins, and things like that. But the body does need protein. That is not even a question. If you look in nature, which is where a lot of the amazing and I packed up both of my tripods, so that's why the phone is moving. I'm just holding it right now. My laptop's in the other office, in the other room, and then both my tripods. When I got back from Atlanta the other day, I was so tired. I left dang near everything in the whip, and yeah. So we got one tripod over here with no top. I don't know what this is even doing here. So that we're not very helpful today at all with stuff. So forgive all that moving around. All right. So when you're talking about protein, it's just simply that's got to happen. Now, if you look in nature, and let's say, for example, you look at a jaguar or a cheetah, and this is not talking about the vegan diet of gorillas and things. We'll talk about that in a minute. But just from a pure protein standpoint, what do lions or jaguars or things like that even eat? They eat protein. They're going to eat meat and water and fat. There's not a lot of carbs in their diets at all, which is why those animals are very, very lean. Okay, super, super lean because there are no carbs there. It's just fat and meat, protein, and water and salt. And that's the predominant, gristle, things like that. That's what they eat. Now, if you translate, jaguars and lions, they're going to have a high levels of testosterone, very, very athletic, and things like that. You want to go with that, okay? Now, when you look at from a protein standpoint, now it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be meat-based protein. It can be vegan-based protein, so long as it's not a protein that's full of phytoestrogens. But you can look up more on that kind of when you want to. That's number one. It's going to lead us to the second myth. Okay, so myth number one, protein is just for bodybuilders and not everyday people. That is a lie. And in fact, the older you are, the more you're going to want to have, good, strong, resilient muscle, period. Yeah, as long as it has the right, thank you, Chelsea, welcome. As long as it has the right essential amino acid balance, branch protein. When you hear amino acids, I don't want you to think, I don't want you to think acid like from the movie Aliens, like acid or acidic even. I want you to think those terms should probably be changed in science, but they aren't for some reason. I want you to think protein, especially from amino acids, which are the building blocks of muscle and things of that nature. Which brings us to number two, myth number two, all fats are bad. Okay, now you got some fats that are, of course, bad. We don't argue with that. A lot of seed oils got a lot of types of unhealthy fat in there. But to say that all fats are bad is a myth. Let that go. Stay away from that. That is not true at all. You need fat in your diet for several reasons, but one of which is going to be if you look at omega 3, 6, and 9 fatty acids, if you look at acids like, again, we're hearing that term acid again, but not acid like battery acid. I don't want you to think about that when we're thinking about fats and proteins and whatnot. DHA and EPA. Now, I'm not even going to try to butcher those words for you, but those are the type of fatty acids that comprise the bulk of your brain. Okay, your brain is going to be very, very fatty in its composition. Okay, there's some water there, obviously, some proteins there, but the bulk of the brain is actually comprised of fat, which is shocking, but it's the truth. So you need a healthy amount of fat, and that is why you're starting to hear so much about omega 3, 6, and 9 fatty acids. Shauna has a question. When is a complete protein coming back? That's a great question. I buy a lot. When something comes out that I like, I'm going to buy like 10 bags of it. under like I want to make sure I don't run out. So I haven't run out yet. So if it's too long, I should have went and brought you some scoops, right? But hopefully we'll be back soon. I know they're not discontinuing it. We love that protein. Complete protein is amazing. Um, so fathead, no, fathead is not really an insult, Lynn. No, not in that way, not at all, brother. Yeah, Seymour knows we buy in bulk because we know. Yeah, they bought most of it. Yeah, that is a fact. The Taiwan team does buy most of the protein. They know. Yeah, I got about 3 or 4 bags myself. Okay. MJ actually was making shakes earlier and put some complete in there. So I was like, yes, complete protein. So hopefully we'll be back soon, Sean. I sure hope so. I hope so for everybody, right? But all fats are not bad. And in fact, just a quick point, whenever, like, let's say, for example, every blue moon, I will have a Coca-Cola with light ice. Now, is that good for me? No. I'm going to tell you flat out. It's just not, bro. There's no way around it. There's no way to say. But I will tell you, the diet or healthy version of a lot of drinks is worse than the regular version. I hate to break it to you, you rarely see people that are not overweight drinking Diet Coke. It's almost always the people that are really thinking that Diet Coke or Diet Dr. Pepper or Diet anything is better for you than the regular version. No, it's just marketing. It's just marketing. They wanted more people to buy it, so they're going to say it's healthy for you. Coke Zero, stuff like that. It's even worse for you than regular Coca-Cola. I hate to break it to you. All the stuff's bad. Just got to tell you, all of it's bad, but we're just keeping it real. But if you go with the Diet Coke Zero, magical, super, no trans fat, whatever version of it, the chemicals in it even worse, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just hate to break it to you. You may as well just drink the regular Coke, bro. Sorry. Gotta, that, ain't none of it good. I gotta tell you that. but the diet stuff's worse. All right. Number three. Number three. Okay, coming back to around the protein cycle. You need protein for muscle. That's not a myth. But specifically, and this is one that goes harkens back to us old school athletes that work out. Uh, you specifically need whey protein, or whey protein is the best, or animal-based protein is the best. That's a myth. That's not true. It's great. We grew up in high school and college on whey protein, but things evolve. You know, people used to ride horses and now we drive cars. And then we got jets now and things like that. One day we'll have, whatever, flying jetpacks or something. Things are hopefully going to continually evolve. And whey protein is a throwback to a time period where most people thought that milk, and cow milk specifically, was good for humans. No, that goes totally. People are not. If you're lactose intolerant, that means you're normal. That means you have basically a normal intestinal system, because if you look at mammals like cows and mammals like human beings, mammals only drink the milk of their own species, and we only drink it until we're a certain age. So if you're lactose intolerant, allergic to cheese or anything like that, that is normal if you're allergic to that stuff, because you're not a baby cow. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, that's for cow milk's for baby cows. Now, I'm not saying I don't enjoy ice cream from time to time or a bowl of cereal and milk. I do, but I know that that's not what my body's designed to eat. So you don't make it an everyday thing. So you got to just know that there are tons of better proteins out there: pea protein, rice protein, different types of vegan and vegetarian protein. My personal favorite is probably pea protein, but there are tons, because that's incomplete as well. But there are tons of different plant-based proteins that are actually going to be better for your body and get you even better results. And in fact, a couple years back, a lot of people don't know this, the Tennessee Titans football team a couple of years ago, and they had a really good season. Really good season. This was well documented. The whole team ended up being a vegan for like a year. And after they got adjusted to it and really got used to the cooking style, they had better results across the board. Not only were the team stats better, but their individual markers for health were better. So I'm not a vegan or vegetarian, or do I have spurts where I will choose vegan or vegetarian food often, and then I'll go have a nice steak or something like that. Yeah, I don't do soy. I haven't done enough research to really enjoy soy. I've done enough research on soy to not be awesome. And so that I know it's not something I like to deal with. But at the same time, there are tons of better. Protein has evolved and types of proteins have evolved. And if you think you need protein for muscle, you haven't been tuning into Men's Health Mondays. Water is going to be the number one supplement, if there was such a thing, pure water is going to be something that you need for muscle, because your muscle at any given time is 70% water and your bones are about 22% water. So water is going to be the number one thing you want to consume if you want to develop your muscles. And water is a substance that that does not have any calories to go into you. But if you drink cold water, here's a tip: your body has to burn calories to heat the water up for you to process it properly. So water is one of the only things you can drink that costs you no calories in, but guarantees calories out. So water is the number one thing you want to get for your protein, for your muscles, and protein can be number two. And it tons of type to it. Myth number 4: all workouts are equal. Okay, all workouts are equal. All right, this is a myth. This is not true at all. Okay, yeah, Corey, right? Wow, a lot of people think protein is what you need for your muscles. No, it's water. Water is the number one. Look again. Look at gorillas. Gorillas have the vegan lifestyle. They eat, trees and branches, fruit on occasion. Fruit's really good for you, but you want to get that water, in you, because that's what your muscles are made out of. And a little bit of Celtic sea salt wouldn't hurt, because that's going to help the absorption. Fulvic acid as well will help the absorption. Um, there's like a huge school of thought now, and I'm not going to say I'm not a proponent of school of thought, but there's a lot of credit and research behind it, is that you don't really have to drink water. You can actually eat it, with different fruits, because different types of lettuces and green leafy vegetables and watermelon and pineapple and other types of fruits have water content that is so high that you can actually eat enough fruits or vegetables to have enough water with the right ratio of other minerals and elements in there to make it absorb properly. This is true, 100%. But remember, like, the research is all pointing to that, which is awesome. But remember what I said at the beginning of the call. These myths and how you deal with them are going to be based on how you interpret this information, based on the lifestyle you want. I don't want to be super, super lean and weigh 135 pounds. That is typically what, some ladies would like to do. Dudes, we want to be a lot bigger. We want larger, denser muscle fiber. We like being 250, 200 pounds, running through big walls and picking up cars and throwing them at people. We like all this superhero stuff. We want to be larger. So, fellas, you're going to need more water. I hate to break it to you. With some Celtic sea turtle, some minerals from soil absorption, you're going to need to consume more water than a person who's not trying to develop larger muscles. So that's just a thought. Don't forget that. People typically do not have Charlie horse cramps, which is just dehydration, unless they're athletes with larger, thicker, bigger muscle fiber. That just goes to tell you that you need the more water for the complete muscle growth, development, and function. And if you really think about that, whenever anybody played high school sports, college sports, semi-pro, whenever you got a cramp, man, you go sit down, coach is going to run you an IV off top. They're getting you salt water, saline solution. Sometimes if you went to a school, had money and had a budget, they had a team nurse, and the nurse would come out and run you an IV bag with fluid. Get them a bag of fluid. What is fluid? Salt water. Salt water. It just is what it is, man. Salt water is what it is. At some point, they'll put some potassium, right, for cramping as well. You got to be easy with the potassium, because it's easy to overdo it. Okay, that's one of the things I like to get from food and occasional supplementation. But yeah, cramping's a thing, and dehydration that's a real deal. Okay, so let's keep it moving. Number 4, all workouts are equal. We'll come back to that. All workouts are equal. That is not really true. Workouts are, Shauna's a ref. She knows all athletes get cramp all the time. Yeah, dehydration, not enough salt, not enough water. Sometimes potassium, but typically water and salt. They're low. They're deficient magnesium, but water and salt for sure. That typically knocks it out. All workouts are equal. This is not true. Your workouts need to be specific for you, and they need to be intentional for what you want to do. So, for example, I've had two torn ACLs, all right, 2. And I just refuse to have surgery on these ever. One of them was like 20 years ago, healed up fine. I had another partially tear ACL from jiu-jitsu training I was doing some guys a couple of months back. That healed up enough for me to walk good in 2 weeks. And now I'm back doing box jumps at the gym. 0 surgery. Excuse me, because I know, in fact, we're going to do a whole call. I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be a medical professional, but I have a super, super healthy lifestyle, especially for my age. And I can tell you a lot of times, gentlemen, not all the time, but a lot of time, surgery is not required, but you think it is, especially with your knees. But we'll talk about that on maybe another call. That's a hard topic for a lot of people to hear, especially if they already had surgery on their hips or their knees, right? But we'll talk about that in another call, right? But you're talking to somebody who's had multiple tears from just not training or warming up properly, freak accidents in sports and things like that. But I got to tell you, all workouts are not created equal. So my workouts, depending on what I'm going through in my life at the time, can have certain exercises in there. You got to make sure that your workouts are done by fitness professionals. And yeah, I did. 2 weeks before I climbed, 2 weeks before we climbed the Manitou Incline in Colorado or Colorado Springs, something like that, I had told my ACL 2 weeks before that. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to make it, but I made it. Yes, I had little hiking sticks, and yes, it took me longer than a lot of people, but I still made it, and my knee was fine because our products can assist in the healing process. Um, quick bonus point. Um, Hawthorne berry, which is actually in our new Beetroot Max product. And for anybody who wants to try the Beetroot Max product, I did a video on that. After this, go watch that video. It'll send your strength through the roof. But Hawthorne berry and another ingredient as well in our Beetroot Max, and there's another ingredient in there. And they, according to PubMed.gov, peer-reviewed medical research, Hawthorne berry, as well as this other ingredient, the name just slips me at the time, improves wound healing and recovery from certain injuries. You heal faster. It increases the body's natural healing factor. So it was amazing the fact that our products can help you heal faster. And I've been on our products, all of them, for like 5 years. So I expected to heal well enough. I didn't hope that I would heal, and I hope I'm healed up in time. No, I fully expected, for people who in Atlanta this Saturday, I fully expected to be healthy and ready to go. And I was. So God be the glory. But we still got to put the work in, okay? So your workouts need to be specific for you and what your body can do, okay? But also your workout needs to be intentional for what you want to do it for. So your workouts are not general for everybody. Your workouts are specific and intentional. Specific for you, your age, your body, any pre-existing injuries or conditions and all of this type stuff. But your workout also needs to be programmed to be intentional to accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish. So the way that I work out today is way different than I was doing 10 years ago or 5 years ago or even 1 year ago. Why? Because I've changed, but even in some areas that I haven't changed, my goals have changed. Okay, I was doing a different workout when I was competing for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Championships out in Long Beach, California. My workout was different. Okay, now that I'm not competing anymore, or I'm competing at different things, but not combat sports. Okay, my workout's way different. It's not necessarily easier or harder. It's just way different. So you want to make sure that your workouts are specific for you, not just some general thing, some personal trainer with 2 years experience gave you. Make sure it's something specific for your body and something that's going to get you closer to your goals. Okay. Number 5, another myth: supplements can replace food, specifically whole foods. No, impossible. Supplements cannot replace food. Now, can you live off supplements in some capacity? Yeah, maybe. I'm not trying to find out. But no, you hear people say that a lot. Oh, it's all about supplements. Even the guys who are on steroids. Okay, I don't recommend that stuff at all. But at the same time, some of those guys who don't know no better, oh, that's all I need to do. That's wrong. You need to eat, bro. Even those professional bodybuilders with the 8-packs on top, the 8-packs, and these dudes is shredded, 1% body fat. There's a lot of supplements there. Supplements and the kind we got in the illegal, whatever kind they got, but not judging, but they got a bunch of supplements over there. But also there's a bunch of food, a bunch of lean chicken, fish, rice, healthy amounts of carbs, tons of water before they start cutting weight. So just understand, supplements cannot replace food in the same way. That is a myth, which leads us right to number 6. I have to get on. This is probably one of my favorite ones we're talking about out of these 10 myths. Food can replace supplements. No, I said it once, I'll say it again. I will die on that hill. No, food cannot replace supplements either, because the food we have today, I hate to break it to you, I'll put it this way: you don't have access to black seed oil at your house, but that is something that is so good for your body, your brain, your immune system, your muscle, your anti-aging. Ain't no food other than literal eating pounds and pounds of black seeds, which you can do if you want to import them in. but it is not going to be as effective as a little 20-some dollar bottle of black seed oil from either our store, or you can get the person who invited you on this replay and say, hey man, let me get a bottle of black seed oil because I need that. Oh, shout out to Teacher of the Year, Tiara Moore in the building as well. T says food is less nutrient dense because of nutrient depletion in the soil. Yes, pesticides, chemicals, GMO foods, there's so little nutritional value in the foods today in comparison to what it used to be. It just ain't the same. So we supplement in order to supplement, to add to the food that we know we want and need, but we can add the things that we're missing out on. For example, I don't want a diet that does not include, or a food plan that does not include black seed oil and fulvic acid in it. I like Irish sea moss. Is Irish sea moss a whole food that I can find and eat? I wouldn't want to. I like it better in Slimmer Max. For example, beets. Beetroot Max is one of our newer, most potent products. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to eat 46 beets every 42 hours? No, I don't want to. But I'll take a little scoop Beetroot Max, 2 scoops, put that in there and get the same benefits. So that's like technology. Work harder, not smarter. Yeah, thank you, Mary. Not to mention processed foods. So supplements cannot replace food, but because of just the state of affairs we're in, food cannot replace supplements, especially for guys, especially for athletes, especially for athletic performance and things of that nature. Number 7, did we already cover that one? I think we did, but it's so important. I must have wrote it twice. All fat is bad. No, it's not. All right, we're going to move to number 8. Oh, this is a great myth. You hear this from guys all the time. I don't know if the ladies are silly like this, but guys are silly like this. This is almost as bad as my homies who say stuff like, oh, I don't need vitamins. I don't need minerals. I don't need, magnesium. I'm going to just get all food I need through nutrition, through what I eat. They were saying that 10 years ago. Them boys look so bad. They have aged light years in 10 years behind that. I don't need no supplement type stuff. I hear you, bro. You and your dad buy it. Okay, but then we move on to number 7, fat is bad. Skip that. We already talked about it. Number 8 is one of my favorite from the same group of guys that don't like supplements. Ladies, don't be like this. Guys are dumb like this. Hear me out. I can drink stuff other than water to replace water. Now, we're not talking about eating water as far as certain fruits and vegetables that have a ton of water in it, mostly water, and then the right minerals and stuff to help you absorb it. We're not talking about that. That's awesome, actually. It's a great practice to have. We're talking about people say, oh, no, I drink sweet tea, but sweet tea got water in it. No, man, I drink Gatorade, but Gatorade got water in it. Jessica said, beer has water. Yeah, I've heard dudes say the dumbest stuff when it comes to that. Bro, I get it. But again, I told you on this particular call, this information depends on the person you want to be, how you want to look, and the life that you want to live. Okay? Water is the source of life. Water and oxygen. I just hate to break it to you. I don't need it. I don't have to breathe oxygen, O2. I can just inhale CO2 all day because CO2 got oxygen in it. I mean, yeah, but is that what we're doing? Dead man walking. Dead man walking. All right? That's number 8. No, you need water, bro. And especially all water is not created equal. Okay? We're not talking about the tap waters. We're not talking about water with fluoride in it. We talk about that on a lot of calls. We mean pure spring water, well water, filtered water, but specifically a filter like a Berkey or something like that takes out fluoride as well as everything else. Don't be afraid to invest in your water. Your body is like 60 or 70% water any given time. You got to have it, okay? You got to have it. Dad says water is oxygen and disease cannot survive with oxygen. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but water does have an oxygen component to it. But I don't know. Disease cannot survive with oxygen. Diseases breathe, I guess, kind of. Depends on what disease. Some stuff is just inflammation. I'm not sure what that means, Shauna, but okay, I'm with it. Like, whatever that means, I'm not quite sure, but that's okay. You're not wrong. Water does have oxygen. Well, your dad's not wrong. Water does have oxygen, for sure. Let me see. So water, disease cannot survive. So if you stay hydrated, disease cannot survive. Is that what it's? I'm so confused, but I want to understand what you're saying. Water is oxygen, and disease cannot survive with oxygen. Oh, so if you have a healthy oxygen balance in your body, disease can't thrive there, maybe? Talking about like be the alkalinic or acidic environments? I'm not sure. All right, let's keep it going. But I see what you're saying. Okay. But not grow with oxygen. I'm with that. I love oxygen. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of oxygen. Thank you. All right. Took me a minute, but I got it. All right. I got it. Tell your dad yes. I'm with it. Okay. Yeah. Berkey water rocks. All right. Now, number 9, all water is created equal. That's a myth. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. Tap water, some of the water got the lead in it. You definitely want to make sure that you have a clean, pure source of water. Don't be cheap with your water. Some of y'all look at a gallon of water, it's 49 cents at Walmart, 69 cents at Walmart. And y'all like, ooh, I don't want to spend. Then you got 1 gallon over there that's $2.16. Oh, I don't want the alkalinic, healthy 9.5 pH water. That's $3 a gallon. I don't want that. But you go right over to that pump and you get that expensive Bidenomics gas for $5 a gallon, don't you? You care more about your car than you do your body. I want you to think about that. That's crazy. That's crazy. And you need to be putting in about 8 to 10, depending on how much you work out, maybe 6 to 8 gallons of water in your body per week, maybe 5 if it's the right type of water and you're eating good, 5 gallons a week of water. But you'll put 30 gallons in your car, your truck in a week that costs way more than the water, and you care more about the gas. It's crazy. But when you think about all that water does for your body, water helps with your bones, your skin. Y'all got bad skin for your age and the splotches, and a lot of that is going to be water issues. So, yeah, Jamil says some tap water can cause worms in your intestines. Yep, we ain't fooling with it. We ain't drinking that tap water, bro. Chelsea says in a superhydrogenated environment, disease cannot exist as well as alkaline. Yep, so the oxygen there and the water. I'm with it. I am with that. Blue collar bandit. Don't know who that is, bro. But name sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm sure I know you by your real name. Miss you too, bro. Miss you too. Callaway Blue Spring Water. Don't go back. There you go, Derek. I'm with it, bro. Fantastic. I like the name Blue Collar Bandit, man. Been there, done that. I feel you, bro. Can run diesel in a gas powered car. That's the game, man. You called it. All right, last one. Number 10. Okay. No, he said, oh, what up, AK? Look, man, text me, bro. I done moved and everything, man. Hit me up, AK. Good to see you, brother. Good to hear from you, man. I'm gonna message you on Facebook. Good to see you, bro. Oh, thank you. Richard says we are an average of 70% water. Roger that. All right, last one, and I gotta run. You need to eat 6 smaller meals a day to get great results. Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Now, if you want to be a professional bodybuilder, it is not necessarily a bad thing for you to eat. I've known bodybuilders super healthy, still working out today, that are 4, 5, sometimes 6 meals in a day, but that does a lot of havoc on their digestive system because it's working basically 24 hours a day. I personally don't like that. I've experienced incredible results across the board. Sometimes I'll eat once a day. The ideal lift for me is once a day. I love intermittent fasting. Yep, for immune support, for healthy insulin, and for everything else. I absolutely love intermittent fasting and eating one large meal a day. Sometimes I eat twice a day, but I can't even remember the last time I ate 3 times in a day. I can't even remember eating 3 times in a day. That's one of the reasons why I've lost a certain amount of weight, and then I use supplements to get even below that threshold. But I just don't eat 3 times a day ever. But I don't want you to think that you can't. I know people that eat 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day even, but that's not the only way to go about it. So that's a myth that you have to eat a bunch of small meals and 2 snacks and all of that food, not necessarily at all, especially if you know how to supplement. But go with what feels good for you. Talk to your healthcare professional. Obviously, it depends on a lot of different factors. So I'm not giving you any medical advice on here. I'm not a medical professional, but I am telling you there are definitely a bunch of different ways to achieve high amounts of muscle, relatively low amounts of body fat, and eating a bunch of small meals spaced throughout the day. That may be one way that works for some people, but if that's not for you, relax. It's just a myth that that's the only way to really do it, okay? Big stuff that's going to be equally. Yeah, a lot of it is society. We eat way too much food. It's not even real food half the time. Last thing I'll leave with you, especially for fellas who are still looking at their workout routines and things, the training intensity is going to be more important than the volume. Everything's important, but the training intensity matters a lot, okay? Water and a type of pink Himalayan sea salt or that coarse Celtic salt, that's going to be huge, more for your muscle growth. Protein is going to be third, but water and salt minerals for absorption is going to be the first thing you need to really build muscle. And then sleep. You only grow while you sleep. So gentlemen, if you're working out, but you're only sleeping 3 or 4 hours a night, stop working out. Just, you're only going to hurt yourself. You are going to need to have some type of sleep and recovery. I'm sorry, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Figure out your time management, get your family on board, schedule some different stuff at work, or find something else to do, because you're going to have 2,700 different jobs in your life at some point. And if you're smart, you're going to run at least 1 or 2 businesses as you retire. But you're only going to get one body. God gave us only one. Until we get raised, transfigured in the twinkle of an eye, transfigured in the twinkle of an eye, till all that type of stuff happens, if it ever happens, you only got one body, bro. And the fact you only have one body, you got to really take care of it. And we're taking care of our cars and putting premium stuff in our cars more than we are our bodies, and that's crazy. You got to get your sleep 100%. If you're not sleeping, I say between 7 to 9 hours a night. You, especially on days that you work out, that's the, well, I don't know how I'm gonna find that amount of time. Figure it out. If you can go work for somebody for 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, sometimes 12 hours a day. I used to work 6 12s. If you can work that many hours, if you can work that many hours for people, for somebody else, and you can't let your, and all that work you're doing for them, you can't find 8 hours to rest for yourself, even if you are purely dedicated to your job and your boss, you still need to sleep that amount of time. You still need to sleep that amount of time. Yeah, go to bed earlier, put the phones down, figure it out. And let me tell it, build a network marketing business. Don't quit. Stick with it until you win. And then you can do what I do if you want to. You wake up, sleep as long as you want to sleep. Wake up at the crack of noon if you feel like it. Sell your alarm clock and keep it moving. But you got to get in charge of your own life. And the number one thing you can do to start taking control of your own life is reading books, watching videos, and working out, and focusing on what you eat. Sleep too. All of that's going to help you. And you won't be scared to start your own online business with us or without us. You won't be afraid to reach out to the person who sent you this video and say, hey, he mentioned at the end that part-time business he made millions of dollars in. I want to hear about that. You won't be afraid to do it, because you'll have taken the time to acquire the skills. Instead of watching Netflix for 3 hours a night, you'll read a book on building online businesses. You'll watch a couple videos by some of our mentors, by Tom Schreider, and other videos by Coach Marcus Jones and others, and you will learn those skills, and you can put those skills into place. So here's a pro tip I'll give you as we close out. Thank you, Jamel Williams. Appreciate you, brother. We got you. Yeah, let me get out of here so I can let y'all go to bed early. Get your sleep in, because your body grows while you're sleeping. It grows, you recover while you sleep. Okay, you could work out 20 hours. If you don't sleep, you will have no positive results whatsoever. That's when your brain detoxes when you sleep as well. Okay, a lot of good stuff happens while you sleep. Okay, so that being said, we'll save the bonus tips for the next one. We'll see y'all next Monday on Men's Health Monday. Please like, subscribe, share this video so we can get this information out to people for no charge whatsoever. We just want to make sure they have the information to make the positive changes in their life the same way that we all had the opportunity to do. Okay, good night, God bless. I will see y'all on the next one. Thank y'all so much.